And you want to get a free draft with us at the Tin Roof Tap Room during our listener happy hours. It's open to all the listeners.
Here we go, coming out.
Beer deals on pints and more during the listener happy hours. That's the Tin Roof listener happy hours at the Tin Roof Tap Room with Culotta and the Prince of 104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hey, Baton Rouge, it's Danny Cannell. Join Ryan and I for Racine Cannell weekday afternoons at 1, followed by After Further Review by Matt
all the coaches I was talking about
on 104.5, 104.9.
After this week, they're done for July 25th.
Currently 78 degrees on Wednesday, June the 15th. High today of 87 in the partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and an overnight low of 77. Happy 58th birthday, Wade Boggs. We'll probably drink a case of beer in the next 2 hours to celebrate. You ever heard how many beers that guy can drink in a day? It's like 100. Yeah. For the latest of what's happening on the streets during your morning drive, get in the huddle or follow us on Twitter at 1045 ESPN.
Sports Talk royalty. This is Culotta and the Prince on 104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Sports blogs, yahoo.com. Headline: Wade Boggs once drank 107 beers in a day. Baseball urban legend says that Hall of Famer Wade Boggs once drank 64 beers on a cross-country flight from Boston to Los Angeles. Boggs himself denied the actual figure, but nonetheless, the urban legend is the basis of a Wednesday's It's Always Sunday in Philadelphia season premiere.
It wasn't 100, it was 125.
Boggs,
64, I counted 76.
Listen to this. Charlie Day's character on It's Always Sunny says there's nothing more fun than winning and encouraging him to keep drinking while doing that. Day was a guest on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and revealed that the legend of Boggs may be even greater. Day claims that during the filming of the episode, Boggs pulled him aside and said he actually drank 107 beers on one day, including before and after the flight.
That's incredible.
100 beers in a day.
It's amazing. And then played an athletic event.
Look, Wade Boggs is also the guy who ate the same type of chicken every day before a game.
I could do that.
So you're saying he's superstitious?
I think I could do that.
But like Periscope?
Yeah, I figure you got this free, like the Wi-Fi. What are we doing over here?
We got the
Facebook thing going on.
James, by the way, this is for you can't see him, but this is Matthew, the East Coast intern.
Matthew, where you at?
There you go. Step out there, Matthew.
Step in here, Matthew.
Wave to Kevin.
There he goes. Matthew right there.
All right. Matthew, the East Coast intern.
Jordy Culotta, the Prince.
That's right. So, James, what are we doing here?
We are officially live right now on Facebook. All right. So if you're just got into work, just got out of the car, because we don't want you getting on Facebook while you're driving.
That's right.
Come on, let's be safe here. Get on Facebook right now at 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. We've got a live chat going on right now. We're up to 10 viewers, so it's growing. So we're going to play around with this, and of course our main man here, intern Matthew, as we call him.
That's right.
He's helping us out filming it off of my awesome iPhone. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and post right now on 1045 ESPN's Facebook. And we'll just go from there. But yeah, right now we are live streaming.
Kev, you're a guy who does the individual workouts with the offensive and defensive line, and also have been affected by satellite camps.
Yeah, man. Satellite. May is a slow month. If you're doing private training, offensive line coaches, or any kind of private football coach, May is a slow month in the state of Louisiana because of spring ball. You got 3 weeks of spring ball, spring practice. So, kind of, it's all good. June is a heavy month. Well, these satellite camps, last week I was like, you know what? Satellite camps, coaches stop complaining about it. Well, now I'm a private coach, and I'm like, where's all my clients? And they've all been doing satellite camps for like the last 2 weeks straight. And there's so many camps out there that you can go a camp a day, every day between now and the dead period. It's crazy. You get the satellite camps, and then you got the elite camps that each colleges have, and then the satellite camp again, and it's a great opportunity for kids to get out there, especially if you're not a Power 5 recruit kind of kid, to get out there, the 1AAs and the Southland Conference kids here in the state of Louisiana and stuff like that. But my goodness, how many camps? The other part of it, now I think about it, I look and Nick Saban made some kind of who's making the money off these camps? Is it a third party that's kind of, hey, let's, like next year, let's do 3 of us use our connections and go have a camp and bring coaches from all. We can potentially do that if we wanted to.
Sure.
But I'm missing, my clients are all out, but we start again tonight. I got 8 kids coming tonight. It's going to be a great workout.
One of the angles that we hadn't discussed here, we talked all about the satellite camps when they were first announced, and I guess you got a first-hand account being at NFL OTAs the past couple of weeks, and with your connection, Derek, in the coaching world, both college and pro, have gotten some feedback on it. A lot of people now scared to be a college football coach because of the time demands, right?
Yeah, I mean, the friend of ours who's in the NFL now sends me a text the other day, and he's like, because he had opportunities to take college coaching jobs, and he said, I'm so glad I didn't take the college jobs because he's talking to all his friends who are coaching college football, and these guys they're in a car or on a plane more now than they are when it's after Christmas to signing day.
Well, let's talk about LSU 2 weeks ago. They had a satellite camp in Shreveport.
Yes.
Then they went satellite camp in New Orleans.
Yes.
Satellite camp in Baton Rouge.
Well, they had their own
camp in Baton Rouge. Then they attended a satellite camp in Houston.
Dallas Monday, Houston yesterday.
So we're talking about 5 days in the last 7 or 8 days where they've had the camps, and there's still camps going on. And again, it's great for recruiting. It's great for the kids to get exposure. But for the life of a coach, the lifestyle of a coach, I mean,
not to mention you got to keep your cell phone in front of your face because you got to be texting all the time.
Yeah, because it's unlimited texting or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, so you're looking at it, and this is where I think the
high school coaching is a lot more better than.
Look, I think.
But this is you make $500,000 as a position coach. It is what it is. Right. You're gonna get paid that much, then go do what you got to do.
Go run the satellite.
But,
that's right.
But again, the coaches in college football who are making $500,000. Those aren't there's not as many of those guys as there are the other guys. So Jordan and I had an opportunity over at one of the baseball games last week to talk with Timmy Rebo, the head coach at Nichols.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna see him this weekend.
Yeah, and so when we talked about him coming on, and he says I'd love to come on. He says, but I'm pretty much busy working at camp every day for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we're looking at with this is that, okay, so take Coach Rebo. Nichols State is working with LSU on the satellite camps, and they're working with LSU at the camps at LSU. So they're able to see a lot more players now than they ever would before. That's a positive.
Yep.
No mistake about that. That's a positive. But where it used to be, where they would have, say 6 days out of 24, where they would be working a camp. Now they're working 24 out of 24.
24 out of 24.
And so you ask the question, when you get to the season, because it used to be where they would have some time off before the season because it was a grind.
You get a little burnout, and you know.
How burnt out are these guys going to be?
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be interesting to watch and see how it happens. The other part that we didn't talk about is in satellite camps is these smaller schools. LSU can afford to send their coaches all over the country. I know LSU, the University of Washington had a camp. I think LSU had a coach, the representative up there last week or whatever. Small colleges and non-Power 5 conferences don't have the finances. What limited budget they have in recruiting or what have you, you're biting into your athletic budget now to send coaches to all these camps. So in LSU, Alabama, Ohio State, teams like that don't have to worry about it. The finances are so strong. The SEC, payout checks probably is going to come out or about to.
Yeah.
And so it's not an issue for these schools, but for the smaller schools that don't have the budget, it might be subsidized by the university. Those are the budgets that are going to get harmed. So now, where does that take out of your athletic budget? Does it take out a new set of uniforms? Does it take out athletic training budget? Because you got to send coaches to all these camps. So I think it's going to be one of those deals. Next year they have to reevaluate and see, does this really make sense?
I completely agree with you, but I also think that there's going to be a point in time in the very near future where you see that the schools that are most organized and understand, instead of just all of the attention that Michigan's getting, because Jim Harbaugh is going to every satellite camp imaginable. The question I have for you is, would it be better if he focused his area on a few places and tried to work on building relationships there, or is it more about the PR of I'm going to show up and we're going to use the fact that that I'm Jim Harbaugh?
Well, LSU states we're going to focus on in-state. We're going to invite all the coaches from all the schools in-state and host these satellite camps in-state, which, Louisiana is one of the top states in the country for talent going into the next level. So it's not a surprise, and why you would want to do that to keep other schools out. I know there's a small school here in Baton Rouge that hosted a satellite camp. Texas Tech, Kansas, and another school, Arizona State came in to the camp. I don't know how it went, But that's the whole purpose. You stay in-house to keep where the most talent is. And every now and then you'll get an outlier from the Midwest or the West Coast or whatever. Jim Harbaugh doesn't seem to think that's the way to do it. Of course, they don't have the number of athletes up in that part of the country that they do down in the southeast United States, like Louisiana and Florida and Alabama and places like Texas. And so that's why his strategy's got to be a lot different than that of the schools in the Southeastern Conference.
I see the method to his madness. I mean, I understand what he's
there's
doing.
no doubt
he's kind
about
of shopping the brand, and maybe there's a type of rollout plan. Initially, in the first summer, you just kind of hit them all.
Well, this is his second summer doing this. Last year he was in Alabama. He was all over the place. I'm curious to see where the point comes in where the return on investment is not worth the investment of his time that he's putting in there.
Sure.
There's no question about it. They have the ability. Stephen Ross is a billionaire, owns the Miami Dolphins. He's got a plane that he can just give them. They can just fly wherever they want. There's no doubt they have the ability financially to get it done. I'm talking about is the time and the effort that he's spending going everywhere.
Is it going to catch up to him week 6 and you're getting ready to play in the big, you're trying to win that Big Ten?
I think you're talking about collecting data. You go out to the country and see where you're getting players from. And next summer you exit off the list where you're not getting players from.
We're not getting interest from.
Yeah, because at some point in time.
Because you spent 2 days in North Alabama and we ain't gotten a kid from Alabama in 3 years. Why are we going back there?
Or if you're going to Alabama and you're getting 2 or 3 guys from your time in Alabama and they can't play for you.
Exactly. Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because as much as you look at, well, there's success because we went there and we got players. Well, are they good?
Yeah.
You can go anywhere and sign guys. Yeah, are they good?
The metrics are going to measure out, not next year, but if you did get a kid from that area 3 years from now, how much is he playing? Was he redshirted? Did he make it?
Right.
How much of an impact?
Did we lose him to attrition because of grades, or he didn't want to be that far away from home? And there's so many things that go into it. All I know is every week it's another satellite camp, and I know these coaches. I'm going to be interested to see what does LSU's coaching staff look like week 6.
Yeah.
Are they going to look worn down, like a rookie is in week 10 of the NFL? Yeah, because they've been in football for so long without that long break. Look, talking to the Bruce Arians staff and staff from the Denver Broncos, mini camps are done this week. Those coaches are done until July 25th when they report to training camp.
And they check out.
And they're going out. I mean, out of country, out of state. They're going spending time in the Grand Canyon. I mean, they're spending time with their family and doing things that they want to do because they don't have to recruit. Recruiting in the NFL is you do your evaluations.
It's about 3 weeks.
And you get your personnel group and say, hey, these are the offensive linemen we want. As an offensive line coach, I'll go work out my 10 guys, 15 guys, give them that evaluation. Wait for the draft, do mini camps, OTAs, and then I got about 5.5 weeks, 4.5 weeks, so I can just veg out until training camp starts.
Brought to you daily by Red Stick Sports, 2 convenient locations to serve you here in the capital city. Remember the original, located there on SN Lane, and the newest location out there on Airline Highway in Prairieville. Remember, if your child is playing summer baseball, softball, over at Red Stick Sports, all of last season's gear is available at discounted prices and coaches. Don't forget about the team fittings. They will come to your practice and you can buy on site. Red Stick Sports.
Like Red Stick Sports on Facebook to keep up with their weekly specials and be on the lookout for their Father's Day 40 sale starting this Friday. Kids are out of school. Football season is nearly upon us. So let Red Stick Sports take care of your team uniform needs. Red Stick Sports is all the big brands like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and Russell, but they also have more economical lines, all price ranges, all age ranges. And remember, Baton Rouge is...
Baton Rouge is Red Stick Sports. Culotta and the Prince.